welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and it is Monday afternoon, and I tell you what, I am filled with love and appreciation genuinely to all of you swinging through already, sharing encouragement, offering blessings to one another. Truly, this is how life can be. Amongst good people of good cheer, right? And Janet John, shout out to you. Long ways around the world. Today I actually, like usual, I've got ideas of discussing some dark topics, right? Corruption and cruelty, ignorance, stupidity. You know, I want to talk about some things that we do know, but I want to bring a positive, right, or solution-oriented perspective to all of this darkness that the world can bring. So settle in, buckle up, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining me. I am the host of this time together. What a crazy world this world has become. In the background today, it's a repeat. It's a common thread. Love is always the answer. Uniting to confront cruelty, unite with love. Unite to overcome ignorance, unite with truth. Unite, well, you're going to find the truth united with love. So let yourself be that way. There you go. We got all the world problems solved. But today's Tal quote: why are we enabling hell on earth? Why are we allowing so much suffering in our communities, in our nation, in our world? Because truly, the majority of human suffering, it's been inflicted by cruelty and enabled by ignorance. Wherever you go, however you are, starting within you, choose to overcome those things, right? The cruelty and the ignorance. Choose to overcome those as you go through your day. And if you find that you're the source of cruelty and ignorance, you're sharing that shit, right? Check yourself, because only you can stop yourself from corrupting you. And the world that you live in, it's been given to you by God's grace once again today. The entire world and universe was formed for you to be you, and you get to be you with the universe that holds you and surrounds you, and the world that sustains you, challenges you. Some of the things I've learned in my years of life. I mean, here's who I am. Actually, this is something. I've been trying to figure out how to offer a better introduction of Jack, trying to find the right words. So there'll be an introduction video coming up before long. But who am I? I'm a pretty average guy. I'm just like a lot of others. It's just I've been blessed with a lot of time and opportunities to learn a lot of things in my life. And I feel duty bound, obligated to share knowledge if I think it's helpful. Just seems like the right thing to do, right? I mean, in many ways, my mama did raise me right. I was raised to be respectful and have manners, although I spent a lot of time rebelling against the things I knew. Which brings me into some of these ideas of all the cruelty, the human suffering, right? All the human cruelty, all the human ignorance we see around. I was noticing some patterns in myself, and it was pointed out by someone I was listening to earlier. The patterns of self-destruction that our ego, our wounded ego, our sensitive, out of control, emotional, egoic self, right? That self-centered identity. You'll see yourself doing things of self-destruction, right? Hurt people hurt people. What's the best way to destroy yourself? Hurt the people around you, hurt the people who are trying to help you. That's the best way to make yourself fail. And yet, if you've ever dealt with a family member or a loved one, someone you cared about who's suffering with addiction, you've seen it. You've seen the patterns of self-sabotage, and maybe you've experienced the hurt that their callousness and ignorance can cause. In hindsight, I see the damages and the trail of tears that may have been there because of my choices. I didn't really hurt folks. My intentions have been good for a long time, but back to the idea of self-sabotage. What brings us to these patterns of self-sabotage is typically from feeling helpless. We feel helpless about the life and the world that surrounds us. You know, we've been fighting for control, but we just can't win. And so when you feel helpless, you got to find a way to feel powerful. And even if it's destructive, you're going to make that choice. Damned if I do. The world doesn't care. Why should I care? Right? Go to the bar. That was me. Maybe not with that much drama, but some days maybe. But so this idea of feeling hopeless, where does that come from? It comes from an absence of choices, an absence of choices that you can find comfort with. If you've got better choices, better purpose, you got a greater meaning for your time, you're not going to be reckless and stupid with your time. You're not going to spend time destroying you. Hey, personhood over dogma. Blessings to you. Thank you. A link is there. Judiciary Senate Committee activity. Senate Judiciary hearing tomorrow on SM. Still to be determined time-wise. Top corporations to answer to witness testimony regarding children. Beautiful. On SM. I know that stands for something that's cruel, and I can't remember what it is. You know, personhood over dogma, please feel free, share your link, because I know you're doing great stuff. I know you're doing great work. Here, oh, social media, duh. CEOs from social media companies in reference to human trafficking, etc. Currently drafting your written testimony. Amen. I am definitely going to pull. Thank you. You know what? This is one of the things that gives me hope, brothers and sisters. Emily, personhood over dogma, she has a far greater grasp on some of the details and some of the sickness that's been publicly shown, right? Publicly talked about. And she's amongst those doing the work, right? Trying to be a voice for the voiceless, trying to be an outside influence on those who are being taken advantage of, being harmed. See, those are the heroes in this world that I love to see. I love to support. I love to encourage. I love to celebrate the heroes in this world, right? And I don't know that I seek any sort of acknowledgement or recognition of anything other than maybe a man who's honest and a man of respect, a man who cares, a man who's willing, right? That's what I want the reputation of me to be. And I think all of us want an idea of us, our identity. We want to be witnessed. We want to be heard. We want to be valued. We want to be known. The greatest way to fill your wants is to bring your mind into your heart of hearts and to see everything that you have already received. Because if you can believe it, I imagine and trust that we are seen by the angels. We are seen by the light of God. We are seen by the unseen and the unknowing. There's many people who don't know they see you, but they see you. They're appreciating you. They're getting a kick out of you. They might even be loving you, even if they don't say it. And speaking of Imperious, my love for you, you are fun, and I truly appreciate you. Jack is my hero, and personhood is your lover. And actually, this might be true too. Emily might have a stalker. We're here for you, Emily. We're here for you. No, Imperious is no danger, not from my experience. Real briefly, there's just a couple of other ideas I want to bring us to, and then I'm going to bring in guests, and we'll see what we get going here. Regarding uniting to confront cruelty and overcome ignorance, it just means accepting that you can overcome the cruelty, you can overcome the selfishness, you can overcome the bitterness. You might even be able to help other people do that too. And if you can help you and others overcome selfishness and bitterness and helplessness, well, praise God indeed. We're overcoming our limitations, and it's usually our ignorance, the lack of knowing. The lack of greater knowing is what I'm pointing to. Ignorance isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a thing. But if you're ignorant of the answers, the solutions, you're ignorant of the hope and the faith that you might be able to capture, you're lost. You're lost in your ignorance. You're trapped. And if you allow yourself to feel trapped and small, limited by your lack of knowing, that's where the hopelessness comes in. That's where the choices to self-sabotage will come in. And that's where you'll just dig the hole even deeper. And I'm speaking from experience. So I do hope my experiences are able to help others maybe avoid some of their downfalls. Because one of the things I've learned, truly, the world creates billionaires through conditioning the masses to go along to get along, right? Obey the master, obey the boss, obey the government, obey the authority, obey the rules, obey. How about abide? How about lead yourself to think for yourself and abide by what the world shows you, right? Be honest, be humble, be kind, be generous, be true. Renegotiate the rules for your life. Renegotiate the rules for the identity of you. This is what I had to do. I mean, I don't have these ideas of being a hero, but I do have these ideas of achievement. And should I find a way to achieve these impossible, unbelievable goals, I'm ready to receive the respect for the effort, the respect for the dedication. But it's not about glorifying me. It's about creating a better world for us all. See, what I chose to do for myself was to renegotiate what I was willing to accept or not accept for myself. In the past, with my alcoholism, my obesity, my consumerist lifestyle, I'd lowered the standards of myself. And you know what? People around me thought it was normal. I fit right into America, right? Land of the bravely stupid, it seems. But praise God, we got Donnie Boy, Donald Trump, Jeff Hegseth. Renegotiate the rules for your life. You have the authority. Okay? For me, the rules of my life, I raise the standards for myself, and I try to model myself after the image of Christ, having faith in the greater truth, having love for the life I've been given and all of the power that brings forth life, and then I love all of you. Maybe it's easy because a lot of you stay away. But here in the bigger picture, we have this lifetime, my brothers and sisters. We can say no more. We can unite together to confront the cruelty and the ignorance that is enabling and promoting such hell on earth. We can rewrite, we can renegotiate and rewrite the rules that govern this world. Can you believe that? We got a guest here already. I invited ahead of time. I'm going to welcome back a man who does have a mind open. Welcome back, my brother.
Great sermon, Jack. And 100% yes to the end of that. Yes, amen, and a yes. But without taking that, Jack, can I get just a few seconds of permission to just have a transition from the chat here to say, guys, thank you, Jack. I would like number 7. Those likes have doubled since then, but there's double the amount of people in the chat right now. Why can't we get those likes up to at least 30? Because there's over 30 of you in the chat, okay? It doesn't take much to do that, although I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not saying you must do. Some of you may need to like the show first, who knows? But for those who want to share the love for my aftermark here, Jack, they could easily show their love that way, couldn't they? And if you do agree, come on in, Jack, give us the, what's the subject of the day and how are we going to get on?
Uniting to confront cruelty and overcoming ignorance. That's a man, I mean, that's a path that you're on. I know that about you. So
it is, and I've been warned about taking over the show with my own path, but if I'm going to bring some unity that we spoke about earlier, yes. And I got ahead of time to say, Jack, that I was really excited about this topic. And it's a great opportunity for me to learn to be in Jack's presence and seeing it from Jack's point of view, because one day I want Jack to do the same for me. Is that fair?
That's what love is.
Yeah, thank you. I agree.
Yeah. Love is listening, it's receiving, it's accepting, and it's inquiring, trying to develop and grow the relationship with understanding one another, right?
Yeah. Right, well, if I premise this then to show what I think is the right mark and right framing is to say that I am 100% not in ignorance to the claims here of confronting cruelty and overcoming ignorance. I think they're massive things. I do feel there's a spectrum of different specialities, and in every spectrum this needs to be achieved. But one of the biggest places it needs to be achieved is in today's suffering and the accusations thereof, both the ego, the body, the collective, and that overall sort of unity in what love is and how to really practice it. So I'm definitely up for that, and I really want to listen to people's opinions on that today. I have my own opinions. You don't have to. I would say probably wait till the end, to share them. But if you'd like me to give some glimpses now, I don't mind sharing.
Well, let's do this. I want, if you're willing, just give us a taste of some of these ideas, right? But then also in that, you brought up something earlier that I would love for you to touch on again.
Go on, highlight it.
Suffering with suffering.
That's
okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And,
so I won't plug it. I won't plug it. I'll let Jack put it out there once he's had a read, because it's his show and he's got to really look into this first to support it. And I wished for that anyway, because that would help me. So as long as Jack's okay with that. But I have written an article on this, so we're just talking out thin air. And I mentioned to Jack that I understand everybody's going to explain their suffering, and I don't claim to be God, so I'm not telling you what suffering is. I just suffer different to others. I can suffer the moment, the pain, the lesson, and everything. But in that suffering, I often learn from it through love and unity and sharing. But those who don't have that, trauma keeps that suffering replaying like a loop, like an archon. And the only real suffering in this world is to suffer suffering, in my opinion. I don't want to overrule it, because that might poison the well. But if me and Jack have a little talk about it here, I don't mind going off or staying on, but I don't want to poison people's opinions, because it's really important. I think Jack's trying to explain to us, which I'm getting from him, is to listen to everybody, because I might not be as awesome as I think. Jack might not be. That's why he's doing this. So if that's Jack's opinion, then I agree with it. If that's what you wanted me to hint at, Jack, and leave it there right now, is suffering to me, the only true real suffering that lasts eternal or infinity, is the ego suffering the suffering because trauma hasn't allowed you to get over it, because love hasn't been present. Now I'll leave that there. Is that okay, Jack?
I love it. It's beautiful. The suffering of suffering is continuing because of the absence of love, and inviting love in, that's a choice for us. And this was pointed out, something I heard recently. Strength must be chosen, right? When we're challenged, we got to choose to be strong. Otherwise, we'll give in to our weakness.
Just give me an idea that I wouldn't mind mentioning when you're ready.
Well, the other is love. Love must be chosen as well. So please, go ahead.
Well, this is linked to that, and hopefully will help you if you get any critics that say, Jack, you say love is this, and love is this, and love is this, and love is this, and love is this. And you go, yeah, brother, the family tree of love has many children. And we express them in multiple different dimensions in different ways. And that's how powerful love is. So in this way, what we say is, depending on what forms of love you've been given as a child up to now, depending on how strong your defense is against the traumas that keep you suffering. So because we don't all suffer the same, some of us have intensities, it might have to do with the fact that proves your point there, that love comes in many different flavors, and you can have a couple of flavors of the lollipop and a few of them not being given to you through your life. You know, when you say love is strength, love is unity, love is God, love is truth, none of that is untrue. And it links right to this to say that if you've only been given one of those versions of love and not the others, maybe that's why the intensity is there. And that's something I'm working on now. So I'm really curious to find out what you think of that, Jack, and what others do later on in the show. But yeah, thank you.
Great ideas. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and share the link with those who may be present. You folks are welcome and invited to join. I think we've got opportunities for anything. This life we've been given, I spent so many years chasing the wrong plans. I was focused on the wrong things. I missed so much of what I could have experienced. But I know I'm not done, right? I know we are not done. I actually believe the new beginning is about to come. Go ahead, Guru, and we got a guest jumping in too. You're muted.
What I think love offers us in different forms, for what you were saying there, is the reason you keep going is proof of your love. And no,
Jack,
can you hear me, Jack?
I just want to say, Jack, I love you so fucking much, Jack. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Jack, I do. Jack, don't put your head down. Please, Jack, please.
I love you too. Welcome back, Imperious. I hope you're having another amazing day. How you doing today?
Jack, you were talking about recalibrating your life. You want to know something, Jack? I've recalibrated my life to include you and your show in my life every day, Jack. Every day on lunch, I make sure I take a later lunch just to listen to you every day, Jack. It's recalibrated my chi, Jack. Every day when I listen to you, I can deal with the rest of the world after listening, Jack. All the frustration and the anger of the first half of the day disappears, Jack.
I am truly honored for that opportunity. Guru, were you jumping? Did you want to jump in?
I only wanted to tell Imperius my slanderous remarks earlier on were an attempt at humour, and of course I would never suggest that he was stalking anybody. It was a bit of a giggle that you put up on the screen.
Well, it's a joke, man. I mean, in all intents and purposes, I am stalking her. But let's just move on to that. I mean, we can just move forward, you know.
Hey,
I'm completely resolved now, Jack. You hear that, right?
Well, hey, there's something greater happening. I am truly convinced of that. The different minds and personalities that have come together for this online social experiment, because that's what we are. We are a social experiment. America is, maybe the human life might even be just a light and experimentation with life. What's that?
Your live without fear is, it is the social experiment, and it's rightfully timed, I think. I'll let you continue. But you say, if you were about to link this, I'm so sorry. But if you're about to link this with this social experiment here, live without fear, is in allegory, isn't it, to Algorithm, to the idea of overcoming ignorance. Is it not the same? Is that what you picked in? Living without fear is overcoming ignorance, and that's how we all unify and move on, is because, my thing was determination in this union in love will always allow you to overcome ignorance, is what I was going to say, but I was apologetic because I thought you was going to get to that and I jumped in there. Sorry, Jack.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Hey, Talcott, how you doing? I'm doing some good stuff here, man. You are greater than the Jew. Reject. Don't conform. I'm out here, man.
You are definitely out
Jack,
there.
does that say you are greater than the Jew? Is that what that's saying, Jack?
That's what it says.
Reject. Don't conform.
Jack, you're not getting monetized on this now. You know that, don't you?
Now, Jack, you know it'd be a funny sign if he just held a sign that said penis. That'd be a hilarious sign, Jack, wouldn't it?
Jack, I'm going to take a moment. This is too stimulating for me, but then I'm going to take a moment.
Hey, Imperius, I'm a legend. You're a nobody.
I was just saying, don't conform.
JG, you are truly living an adventure. I'm glad to meet you. I actually am.
That's me. Hello. That's me.
I know. What part of the country are you in? You still in Washington?
Verley's backyard.
Ah, okay. Is that Colorado?
Jack, I love life. These characters make me love life, Jack. These give me the spirit. I mean, Jack, if there isn't a God who loves us, why wouldn't there be people that give us laughs like JG does, Jack?
Right? Doesn't it make you feel better?
You are greater than the Jew. The Jew is a mind-controlled poo.
You should have had a big long nose at the curl of the J on the Jew on the letter. You know what I mean? That would have been really explanatory.
What a legendary truth sayer. Anti-Semite. Whoa. He's anti-pedophile. He's an anti-Semite. Whoa.
Actually, hey, in all seriousness, we've got some sick and twisted people that are getting away with sick and twisted things.
Like Netanyahu, Jack.
Oh. Jack, I'm doing some real shit here. All right? I did this before. Jew came up, spit on me, beat the shit out of him, man. All right?
Promoting
I'm having fun. Oh, I'm having fun here, man. This is great.
Jack, shoot him with the goy beam.
That's right, brother. Fuck them
I think-
Jews.
I think that's what JG is doing, trying to promote Goy supremacy. And what I'm suggesting is that this idea of supremacy is a bunch of nonsense, because those who believe in supremacy will believe in inferiority. And as long as you have that, you're going to be enabling oppression. So I think the path is for us to unite. Unite as one people, one time, one planet.
Pluribus unum, from many one, Jack.
And from the one came many.
Jack, the big time Jews, right? Judaism, Zionism, they want us all dead. They want to slaughter us. It's in their religion. They've been conditioned and programmed to think that way. So what I'm doing right here is nothing but greatness.
JG, your audio is horrible. But
Hello, bear with me. Hello.
Hey, that same argument can be made for many of the religions, especially the Abrahamic ones, right?
Anti-pedophilia. That's right, brother.
Well,
anti-religion, anti-mind virus, mind control, indoctrination, brainwashing. JG's out here. You are better, white people. You are the chosen people, white people.
The message of Jesus was actually about unity. I mean, he went to this group of people who believed they were separated from the Goy, right? They believed that they were separated from other people of culture and language. But Jesus said, no, that ain't the way of God. The way of God is love. Love your neighbor, even if they're different, right? And I heard this term earlier. Social media is pretty cool because you can find a lot of inspiration. I heard someone talking about his own experience with drug abuse and recovery. And so in his testimony, you know, he's still cleaning up his act after years of self-abuse and trying to repair the relationships with his family. So that kind of hit me in the heart. Similar story. But what he offered was his faith in the God of reconciliation. And I started thinking about that. What would that be? A God of reconciliation? What does it mean to reconcile? To me, it means to bring whole. Yeah.
That's what he did. That's what Jesus did on the cross, Jack. He reconciled all our sins and sacrificed himself out of love for us, Jack, to reconcile us all together back as one. Remember what he said, Jack. Gentile or Jew, servant or free, woman or man, no more.
Beautiful.
Like, that's what he said, Jack.
And let us be the ones who make it so. Go ahead, Guru, please.
Just on the end of what Imperius and Jack, would you agree that the ending to that, which is mentioned in Gnostic texts, very similar to what you guys said, which is to end in what you said with to both self and other. So never being those things, slave to self or other. Would you guys think that was a lovely cap to put on that beautiful scene?
No, it's that you look at other people as the other. Like the whole golden rule is to look at others as yourself and to treat others as yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's the idea of it, is that you don't treat yourself in that way either. Don't shame and blame yourself, because what it'll do, you practice on doing that to others. You've got to love yourself in a way to love others. That's all I meant by it. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you have to love yourself, true, but like what it means is like to look at others as yourself. It's empathy. You know what I mean? The ability to put yourself in another person's shoes.
To be honest, it's the heart of both my works and Jack's, even though they're in completely different lanes from what I believe. Jack, do you agree upon that at all? On that one fundamental thing between me and you and why this connection is, and others, to be honest. And most people come on you, they've got that, I see. But
the connection I want with Jack is a hug. I want to hug Jack. Like I want to go. I want to meet Jack one day and give him a big hug.
We will. Where are you? I don't even know what part of the world you're in.
I'm down in Florida. I'm sometimes in Cali, Jack. But I'll be Jack for you. Jack, you need to do Jack. What we're gonna do on here, we're gonna get you so big that you're gonna do a rally, and when you do
Yeah.
the rally, we're all gonna be there, Jack, and we're gonna march into Washington, and we're gonna put our foot up the politicians' asses, Jack. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint the tree of liberty with the blood of patriots and tyrants, Jack, like Thomas Jefferson said.
I suggest the blood of patriots has been shed long enough, and it's time to rearrange the order.
No, it means us, Jack. We're gonna give ourselves for the message, Jack. We're gonna give
maybe
our
Peters
lives
meant
if we have to
symbolically
for the
there, Jack.
message.
I don't know. What do you think? Maybe he meant
Exactly.
symbolically.
It's a symbol, Jack. It's what Thomas Jefferson said.
Just getting that patriotic vibe you Americans do, and I'm all for it. By the way, I am. I'm not for everything you Americans do, to be honest. But I've known for a long time the things we've been told of you was a lie about you guys, and there's so much respect for you, what you guys do. I love the fact you're brazen to say, "Hey, I understand there might be less killings without a gun, but I want it." And I'm not saying that's the good thing. It's just that kind of attitude you guys have is, I will stand for what I want, whether it's whatever, and you guys debate that shit out.
Jack, can I address the chat? The chat's you guys are having a very dirty mind when you're looking at my undername. The CLIT is actually the Coalition for the Liberation of Indigenous Tree Dwellers. Why don't you guys get your heads out of the fucking gutter, all right? Like, you guys are sick human beings.
And Peters, you have to help me. I understood that's what it was. Jack told me on the phone. He give you a message. He said that's what it is. Who was suggesting it was something else, and what were they suggesting?
You got Dr. D, Dr. Head down there. You've got a lot of sick-minded freaks, Jack. We got to get their heads out of the gutters, get some love in their heart, not depravity, Jack.
Holy cow. Well, see, the power of words. The power of words can truly...
Bravo, Jack. I think you just nailed it. I think Peters is very much aware of some of the power of words, isn't he? And that's why we giggle at him.
His skill, I believe his profession is using words, right? He's a wordsmith by trade.
Oh, those things I said to wolves.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes, Jack.
Breaking up there. I didn't hear
Jack,
clearly.
It usually comes down to my good looks, though. You know what I mean? I'm able to influence.
Wait, and Peters, put him up here. Let's have a look at him.
Look at Mariah, look at Emily, look at everyone down there. I mean, they're all Jack. I mean, Jack, I'm not quite at your level. I mean, you're almost like Jack. Right, I would imagine you were like David Hasselhoff in the early '90s. You were kind of like on the beach getting all the babes, Jack. That's what I would imagine.
Wait a minute, Jack Talcott is not David Hasselhoff? When did this happen?
Jack was talking about his obesity. I'm like, I can't even imagine Jack being obese. I mean, he's got such discipline. That's what I'm saying. Jack's got look at Jack recalibrated his life back to what you were saying, Jack. You recalibrated that sin of gluttony out of your life, Jack.
That's what happened. Thank you. Guru, were you jumping in?
Yeah, Jack, I've noticed it's probably me and Imperious stirring on because you're often innocent in this and bring us back on track. But go on, I'll be the good shepherd tonight and I'll say, come on in, Jack. And I'm really interested in what tonight's topic is we going to get from Imperious. Do you want to ask him? It's your show. I'm just trying to be the good boy tonight and bring us back on topic.
Well, I was bringing us. I said Jack was talking about calibration. And look, I talked about Jack recalibrating your life to eliminate the nonsense, the distractions, the hate, the anger. That's what we're talking. Like all the thing. Like and Jack, you are saying a pretty deep truth here and this is why I like your show, Jack. Behind the humor and everything, there's a deep truth here, because a lot of people don't know or don't want or don't know how, Jack, to escape from this misery that they continuously find themselves in. And a lot of times we do this to ourselves where we keep living. It's like a sunk cost fallacy. You know what a sunk cost fallacy is, Jack? Where you've put so much into something, you don't want to walk away from it, even though it keeps hurting you and it's more and more damage the longer you stay. And I think, Jack, that's a lot of what we do to ourselves. We keep going to the same and doing the same things that, hurts us every day, causes us misery, causes us despair, Jack. And
Right.
a lot of the times, like, we don't even know we're doing it. And sometimes we need people like you, Jack, that to help us realize that for us to act and get out of these funks that we're in, you know?
We do. Go ahead.
I was going to say I completely agree with you. And to sum it all up, recently Jack picked a word to help me because he said, "You know what, Guru, I'm going to take a chance on you, and if you're going to work with me, I'll help you." He said it plenty of times. Let's pick some words, some code words, so we can help each other. And I asked him to pick a word, and he picked a word that's one of my favorite words, which sums up almost everything you said there, but very vaguely. He said, "Let's use a word called reframe," and I love the word reframe. I instantly fell in love with it, and that's all that reminded me of Imperious. And yeah, I agree with you. It does line perfectly with today's topic. And if that's what you were saying, yeah, that word is very powerful. And Jack mentioned it to me the other day, and I loved it. What do you think the word reframe, Imperious? Does it symbolize some of the things you said there to reframe things? What do you think, Jack?
Well, it's not just reframing, it's recalibrating. Like you have to change
Yeah.
the function and the structure of your life, not just, you're not just aware of it, but you have to, like, a lot of people are aware of the things, but they don't change it because a lot of people don't know how to change it or are afraid to change it. A lot of people, like Jack says, are in fear, or fear paralyzes people.
Oh, I hear you on the fear part, brother. Have you got more on that? Because I say reframe is like when Jack talks about love, it kind of does inculcate what you're saying.
You can reframe things, but after reframing it, you've still got to sit there and change the physicality of the reality around you.
Right, I get what you're saying. That's good. I get it. You're saying that reframing it can be sometimes, it can be a little deceptive.
That can be the
recalibrating. First step. Yeah, recalibrating is when you tune. Oh, right, I'm listening. Yeah, keep talking about this.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like you can reframe. Yes, reframing it is, like, I would say, a first step in recalibration.
Yeah, I get it. Go on.
In the overall recalibration process, where you have to, yes, it's a first step to go, look, it's not the worst. It's not the end of the world. What I'm going through is not inconceivably can't be overcome. And then you implement the physical part of actually changing the world around you by, like, let's say if you're depressed and you don't do anything, getting up and moving, getting up and making that first step of small things to make a proactive change.
The action to it. Yeah, I get you. Recalibration is the action to the reframe. Go on, keep going.
Yeah. It's a process of recalibration, and reframing something can be the first step to that.
The visual step, yeah. That's what Jack was telling me, and that's why I said, yeah, I love that word. How are you dealing with this, Jack? Is this close to the subject today? You're getting Warren Peterson. I'm really loving the recalibration is the action of that reframe, which is really good.
Yeah, it just takes a change of mind, the willingness to change the mind. That's all it takes for someone's life to improve, right?
If you control the mind, you control the body, Jack. The body follows the mind. Like, if you talk about sports, Jack, like competition, people will say it's 70% mental, 30% physical. Like, a lot of it is being able to overcome adversity and stuff, Jack.
Yeah. The belief structure, that is the principalities and rulers in high places that each of us really has to face. That internal belief structure that either raises us up, right, gives us life and brings us to greater adventures, or holds us back and limits us. And the world wants us to be cruel to ourselves. The worldly ways, that's what I should say, not the world, because I don't want to blame any people, but it's just the systems of government. Yeah.
Jack, I want to raise your face up and put you on fucking Mount Rushmore, Jack. That's what I want, Jack.
Help me get in front of Congress. That's what I want. Seriously. Because
Jack, fuck the king when the king comes and speaks to Congress. I want Talcott up there. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about King Charles. I care about King Talcott.
Well, Congress has hosted Benjamin Netanyahu a couple of times. I understand that Ben Gvir or whatever, the defense guy out of Israel, Apparently, he's making some sort of trip to New York City soon. These guys they've been found by some sort of group of people looking at the facts. They've been found to be war criminals. What is America doing, guys? I mean, here in the greater world today, what's going on right now? Donald Trump, he's a man like us who's being tested. He's being torn in between some pretty bad stuff, right? Continuing to cover up the Epstein stuff or continuing to keep the conflicts and the wars going. Everything is affecting everything. And these people at the top, guys, they're nuts.
Jack, would you say these people should be waterboarded?
Jack, just quickly before I say, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm dying for a pee. I'm going to say I think there is a lot of importance of what you're saying, because I do see America as a superpower, although these are areas that I struggle in. I'll ask you guys questions in a minute, but I'm going to have a pee and let you guys get on with the conversation. Is that okay, Jack? I'm busting. I just didn't want to seem ignorant because I was walking away, that's all, and it was an American thing, right? So, guys, I'll listen in a minute, have a pee, and I'll get back to you both in a minute. Sorry to interrupt.
Feel free. Yeah. Thank you. Should they be waterboarded? I'm not of the mind of punishment, but I am of the mind of correction and re-education, helping people to understand, well, uniting together to confront the ignorant who are being very, very cruel. And we may not be able to control the state leaders of other nations, but I believe if the people come together, we can do a better job of controlling those who we can do better of insisting upon better standards of those people who claim to represent us. Hey, Cage, I see you in the back, and it looks like you're just showing up with more insults. So take off. Try again another day. Uniting to confront cruelty and overcoming ignorance. Welcome back, Stephen. How appropriate today. Are you there, Stephen?
Hello, Jack. Hello, hello. Hi, Imperious. How are you doing?
How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Hey,
I'm
Jack, I just
fantastic.
wanted to say I did have a way of non-violent punishment. Maybe we could have them look at Mariah naked. That would be a horrible sight. It traumatized me, Jack. But anyways, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Stephen.
Here, can you re-educate and rehabilitate murderous psychopaths? Because
No.
I think that's who you'll be trying to convince to give up power. In part, there is obviously that difficulty. However, you may not be able to get the murderous psychopaths, but the people that have been paid and bribed and maybe threatened in order to go along to get along, the enablers. See, and I think right now that's our best bet. We don't have to initially single anyone out. If we can find a way to communicate with a whole lot of the people in Congress right now, we can have adult conversations and kind of a come to Jesus moment about what is the truth. What is the truth about America? What is the truth about our purpose here on earth? I believe our
The truth
purpose
is we need to stop graping people. The government needs to stop graping the subjects. We need to stop bombing people. We need to stop doing all this graping of the world. Jack, bullets look like penises. Jack, it makes me sick.
Me too. And that's why I believe My path individually, I'm sure God has been preparing me for these ideas. And if it's not me, well, I can support whoever it turns out to be. But I've been facing bullies over and over and over my whole friggin' life. I ain't afraid of the bullies like Donald Trump and Congress and these other wealthy pricks, right? They're just confused and insecure. They've been enabled and their egos have been inflated. The reality is, if the members of Congress and our president confessed the truth and were truly honest about what's going on, the wars would be over. The debts would be renegotiated, if not forgiven, and we'd be focused on creating a better world for us all.
These pieces of shit make me sick, Jack. These pieces of shit all make me sick. They really do, Jack.
I get that. I do. I've moved past my judgment. I see this as an incredible opportunity.
Jack, I still get I get a feeling of vomiting when I think of politicians. All I think of is all the children they hurt, all the Jack. These are degenerate people, Jack. We need to get Jack. They need to be waterboarded, or they need to be forced to ride a 12-inch, BBC dildo, something, Jack. I'm tired of them. I'm sick of these fucking people, Jack.
Imperious. They are as God allowed them to become, and everyone who has
they have the choice to do what they're doing, Jack. They have the choice to do what they're doing.
Yes, and people have the choice to support them or stop them. So far, there's this group of people that's supporting them. There's a group of people that believes more in government than they do freedom. I used to be a part of that. No more. Now I believe in freedom more than government. I believe in order.
Jack. Awaken these people.
Amen. That's the goal. That's what's happening, guys. I trust
torture the evil. Yeah. Hello, Kenny.
Kenny, welcome back, my brother.
Kenny, hi, Stephen.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Get that hat off of here. Get that Jack. Tell him to get that demon hat off, Jack. Is that a makeup jacket?
If Jack can awaken me,
no.
Yeah.
Actually,
if Jack can awaken me, I'll take the hat off.
Amen. And actually,
so this is his challenge for tonight.
I love it.
De-Magize Kenny.
Kenny, I love it. And the fact is, the fact that you show up here, knowing me and my views and my stubbornness, you're just like me, dude. Just like me, willing to jump in and see what happens. Friggin' love you, Kenny. Thank you for joining.
He's like you, Jack, but he doesn't have huevos as big as fucking grapefruits, Jack.
He's not a cowardly man. No, he's willing to put himself out there. I've witnessed just glimpses, enough to believe that. So
I'm willing to take the slings and arrows, but give me 1 second. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee and get some chocolate chip cookies to get tucked into as well.
How can you not love that guy? I mean, I don't know.
Jack, you know what I always wondered?
Jack, you should love me like you love Kenny.
Well, not
is
so
he
much.
Scottish or how? I'm trying to get the accents of the English people or of the British people. Is he Scottish or what is he, Jack?
I can't remember. I believe he's
alien.
In England, but
Northern England.
Here,
weird accent.
I'd love for Kenny to be back.
I'm Scottish. I'm from Edinburgh. I'm Scottish.
Oh, he's Scottish. That was my first instinct.
All right. Scottish from Edinburgh.
That's what I thought. I thought he was Scottish. He does sound Scottish.
Donald Trump's half Scottish. His mother, Mary McLeod, was from the Isle of Lewis.
Thank you.
And he has 2 golf courses in Scotland.
Yes, there is. There's a connection between Trump and Scotland. How divine and perfect for Kenny to be here. Because
See, Jack, my
he's
ears are getting
willing,
good at accent, though. I thought he was Scottish.
good job.
It's all perfect.
Thank you, Jack.
I'm still pretty ignorant to a lot of them.
Jack, you're gifted. You're not ignorant in anything, Jack. You enlighten me, Jack. You're a smart guy, bro. Honestly, don't let your insecurity of any kind that you may have, Jack. You're a fucking genius.
We should all have some haggis. That would be good.
Oh, haggis is nice. I like haggis.
Haggis.
I don't think
Yes.
it's good with haggis. I like haggis.
Haggis. The haggis. Is that somebody's grandmother that showed up? Voy? What is that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It'll work itself out. Welcome,
Hi
Voy.
to the
Welcome
guru.
to Freak.
Crazy guru.
What's up, Jack?
Hey, another beautiful day. And I don't know if you heard, in some way, I'm kind of waiting for Kenny to return. He's proud of his support of MAGA. And I'm wondering if maybe today might be the day. Can we change minds today? Can we? I won't call that cruel.
I think Kenny's going to come back with some haggis, chocolate chip cookies, a coffee, maybe a slice of pizza.
So what?
And a scone. Well, so
That
what?
sounds like
It's
a
a
good
feast.
time to me.
It sounds good. Why would you say so what?
Well, you
There's a
said
sign.
you think that's going to happen, but just because you
Uh-huh.
think it's going to happen, so what? Why did
Well-
we? What were you offering? A thought? And for what?
I'm offering my presence. I'm here in the Jack Talcott show today.
Yeah. And I've been wondering why you show up. I really have. I haven't gotten a clear answer.
This is my favorite show, Jack. That's why. It's my favorite show. God love you. God love you, Jack Talcott.
I know.
That's what the Irish say, though. But that's what the Irish say. God love you.
God does love me. God does love you. God does love.
I know.
God does.
I
Right?
know. So let's have peace instead of saying I'm cruel and ignorant. Let's
Right.
have peace.
Right.
Let's be peaceful, loving.
Oh, is this that creature that presented himself as your co-host? A couple
Yeah.
of
Presented.
It's
I
the one.
was his co-host.
Well, no, you claimed that role, but I let you play along, and I guess I
Uh-huh.
played along to some degree. But Stephen, no, you've really done nothing to help me grow or.
I've been trying to help you, brother, like you wouldn't believe.
Well, actually, Stephen, you're kind of an example of something I was observing earlier, and I mean no insult to this, okay? But
sure.
with your views on this dark realm, right? The hell type realm.
Uh-huh. You understand my views all of a sudden. Oh, this is interesting.
Well, I've
Carry
heard enough for you to
Mhm.
constantly be quite negative and insulting to fellow human beings. And so I've been wondering, why does a man do that? Why is he so fixed on being right that this world is nothing but darkness and misery? What kind of person does
I
that?
never said it was nothing but darkness and misery.
Oh,
You're
but that's your
misrepresenting.
focus. Hey,
You're not being
Stephen,
honest.
Stephen,
Yeah.
maybe that's true, but
It
from
is
what
true.
what
Oh, it is
I've
true.
heard, my experience of what I've heard from you, while you may claim otherwise,
Hearsay.
I haven't witnessed you talking about
Hearsay.
the goodness or the solution.
Welcome back, Kenny. I do for hours every day, Jack. Hours
I don't-
every day.
You know what? Tell you what. You didn't even let me get to the point. You just want to argue.
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
want to.
Waterboard the bastard, Jack.
Thank the Lord.
Welcome back, Kenny. How you doing?
I'm going to start a revolution here.
Let's do it.
I've
But
never seen anybody else do this before, but I'm going to kick it off. How many people have you seen or heard of that has dipped a banana into their coffee?
My nan used to do it.
It's actually pretty disgusting.
I'm not saying
I
anything
think-
about it. I'm just saying my nan used to do it. I know exactly what he's doing. My nan used to do it, but that's all I've seen. No one else. Now I've seen two, Kenny.
It actually sounds like a good combo. You know, I don't think it's gross.
I don't think it's gross. I've never
It's
tried it.
the
It's
first
just
time
he's reminded me what my nan used to do. It's crazy, but I've only ever seen my nan do that. Dip a
That
banana in
sounds
coffee.
absolutely
It's the
horrid.
first time I've tried it. And do you know what? Here's the verdict.
Jack?
It's rubbish. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, people are bizarre, dude. They'll eat
That's
you
weird,
through
Jack.
almost anything.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird, Jack?
but you've got to
Bananas and
test it.
coffee.
You know, you've got to test it.
Jack, that's like saying like shit and cereal. Like, why
Here,
not just eat shit
actually-
and cereal?
Well, why do we vote shit to the top? Why? Why?
Because we're dumb as fuck, Jack. That's why.
Okay.
I love the question and the answer. That was great. You got to clip that, Jack. You've got.
No, here. We are all gathered in this life, right? We're all experiencing the same time frame, the same here. So you're not getting so hit. We're dealing with many of the same issues, but in different ways. And unfortunately, the ways of the past, they have rewarded cruelty, and the ignorant have been exploited. And brothers and sisters, that's happening today. People's ignorance is being used against them, and the social engineers, the corporations, they know
Jack,
just
why
what
is
they're
Nick-
doing.
Why is Thick playing a movie on your screen to try to get you flagged, Jack? That's disgusting what he's doing, Jack.
No, it's his camera aimed at him. He's standing next to traffic holding a sign. He's an example of today's society. Praise
Jack,
God.
he's trying to be in a movie, Jack. He's trying to create his own movie. This is sick, Jack.
Hey, I haven't saved the world yet, but I saved the world from Jack. Jack's no longer out there mindlessly.
You saved me, Jack.
Jack's only on the internet. Is that yours?
I'll be right back, Jack. Just know you always saved one, all right, Jack? You got one. I'll be back, Jack.
Thank you, Imperious. Blessings to you. Hey, the
You
world.
saved the world from Jack, and so now Jack is on the internet. I like that.
JG's playing Olay with the traffic.
He's playing Olay. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. You're soft. JG, I can imagine he's the type of child that would probably play in the traffic quite often. I'm sure he's used to the experience.
He'd probably do the running with the bulls thing, you know? Whatever that thing's called in Spain.
Oh yeah. See, another example, the crazy things that humans will do. These traditions and stuff, they're absolutely fascinating to me. The different cultures, the different ways that human beings actually live. I didn't realize how sheltered my upbringing actually was, right? I wasn't exposed to some of the true poverty and true hardships that a lot of people alive today are still facing. So I actually see that, well, the early prophecies, not only from Isaiah and the Bible and other traditions, there's been a prediction that at some point, some generation of time, people would change, right? We would look back to the old ways, the ancient wisdom, learn from the indigenous again. We're in this day and age, guys. It's happening. The new world, the new kingdom, It's for us. And we are the new
Tell us
king.
about it, Jack. Tell us more.
A world where honest compassion is the norm, right? Where the truth reigns supreme, not the money system or the power structures of authority, right? Where there's not so much a supremacy, but we look at people for the value they can offer, right? For the wisdom, the
Well,
talent
Jack,
they
can
can
I ask
bring.
you a question?
Please.
Don't you believe in a hierarchy of competence based on skill
Yes.
set and experience, for example?
Yes.
So
there
these
is-
people tend to get promoted and tend to get power and tend to get authority.
Yes. There is a natural occurrence of talent and skills that's developed. And based upon the talents and skills, you want to raise those individuals up who are the most qualified, who can most competently do the areas of responsibility that might have a bigger impact or whatever. You just want the right people in the right places. But in this system that's focused on profits, it doesn't always happen that way, right? We get the most manipulative who can get the most power so that they can get the most rewards. And if we
Do you not think that the rich have done a lot of good for civilization and for us? I mean, look at the technological advancements that we're currently enjoying now as we speak. This laptop, this live stream, the camera, our mobile phones, how we can send digital messages to other people across the other side of the world in a nanosecond. We're more connected now. I'm not saying it's
Right.
perfect, it has its drawbacks. And look at Elon Musk. His rockets that you can now land into his Tesla, you know. We're some real geniuses in the world who are very rich, and they've done a lot for us. They've raised our living standards. Since the Industrial Revolution,
this is so difficult.
more and more millions
Kenny,
and millions
Kenny,
of people
it's
have
so
been
difficult to
limited.
listen to somebody with such.
I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet.
I'm finished.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay.
Since the Industrial Revolution, free enterprise corporate democracy has lifted people out of absolute poverty in Africa, for example. You know?
Well,
I'm going to get a book. I want
now
to recommend to people.
you're taking this too far a bit, Kenny. I mean, rockets landing on their ass, right? On their exhaust, dude. You actually, I mean, I know you're trying to kid us, right?
no, he's presenting
Is
a case.
He
Yeah,
really
and there's
believes that?
there
Okay.
are though he's presenting a reasonable case, and I can accept what he said, but there's a part that I think is overlooked. A couple of things. This hierarchy of talent and stuff. If our organizations were changed and they were rather than profit focused, they were actually value focused. Anyone who rises to leadership, it's so their talents and skills can be shared so they can develop all others around them, right? That's why you would want the greater talent to rise so they can influence and support even more people. And then the other part of that, every blessing we have, and we live at such an age, we are so blessed with the logistics, the communication, the technology that's been developed. But every little piece in the keyboard, in the monitor, in the processor, every single piece was developed and engineered, improved upon by not just one person, not just the owning class, but by people who cared, people who wanted to create a better product. Were they paid for it? Probably. But the corporation and the shareholder continues to gain profits off of the individual's one-time wage earning.
I heard somebody I heard somebody make this difference between the makers and the takers, right? Which is a very divisive way of saying it, but it's also very, it's also a very clear division. There's makers, the guys and the girls who are interested in developing stuff and making it better, and there's people that will make a profit of that, and but the profit that they make of that's like so much bigger than the actual inventor, the actual producer, and so there's this discrepancy there. Well, it is explainable, but it's not really viable. But we've gotten used to it in this world. We think, oh, well, that's just the way the world works. And I'm not pro-communism at all. I think,
Right.
of course, there should be rich people and there will be poor people always. But I mean, yeah, the way
I
it's the way things are shared and divided, it's incompatible.
You know, go
Back
ahead.
in here because I was talking, but I got sidetracked a little bit. So, this book, Factfulness, it gives 10 reasons why we're wrong about the world and why things are getting better than you think. And on the subject of extreme poverty, over the last 20 years, the proportion of people living in extreme poverty has almost halved. Well,
There's
in our
also been-
online polls, in most countries, less than 10% of people knew this. Do you remember the 4 income levels from Chapter 1? In the year 1800, roughly 85% of humanity lived on level 1 in extreme poverty. All over the world, people simply did not have enough food. Most people went to bed hungry several times a year. Across Britain and its colonies, children had to work to eat. And the average child in the United Kingdom started work at age 10. 1/5 of the entire Swedish population, including many of my relatives, the author, fled starvation to the United States, and only 20% of them ever returned.
Hey,
When the harvest
Henry.
failed and your relatives, friends, and neighbors starved to death, what did you do? You escaped, you migrated, if you could. Level 1 is where all humanity started. It's where the majority always lived until 1966. Until then, extreme poverty was the rule, not the exception. And this graph just shows how far extreme poverty has declined.
I know, but I've also understood they've changed the ways that poverty has been measured. And even if it has been, if that is true, there is still millions and millions and millions of people who are suffering displacement and food scarcity, mainly because of human conflict. But it's also, I believe, behind all the human conflict, all these proxy wars, it's the corporate chase for greed. So while the living standards, especially here in America, have been raised. I mean, we've got access to things that emperors and kings and queens of the past couldn't access. As far as refrigeration, comfort, spices, food, variety, we are living like kings and queens. But I swear, if people unite together and we confront the cruel, ignorant selfishness of these corporations and the power-hungry governments, not just in America, North Korea, China, all of these other states have millions of people who are dealing with things a lot worse than we are even. So I just believe that if we unite together and overcome the selfishness and greed, we could provide the basics for every human being. We could make sure that every community, every place that's developing has access to what they need: water, material support, education,
Jack, the problem is the system right now is the incentive is just for your own individual gain. You know, and if you're not doing that, you're punished for it. Unfortunately.
So far, but even I'm even seeing reports where business leaders, business owners they're trying new things. They're exploring ways to better compensate their employees, better take care of them, and so there's a lot of good things that are happening as all the bad things are happening. But I do have faith we can overcome it. I really do. And I think that's the divine plan, honestly. We get to celebrate and rejoice the victory over evil on earth. Can you imagine that? The party.
You know, I can't, but, you know, that's why I listen to you, you know. I have a hard time.
Let me
with
do
that,
a little
you know,
thought experiment
but,
here. Let me
you
do a
know,
little thought experiment.
That's just me, though.
All right?
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me do a little thought experiment here. How old were you 20 years ago? Close your eyes for a second and remember your younger self. How much has your world changed? A lot? A little? Well, this is how much the world has changed. Just 20 years ago, 29% of the world population lived in extreme poverty. Now that number is 9%. Today, almost everybody has escaped hell. The original source of all human suffering is about to be eradicated. We should plan a party, a big party. When I say we, I mean humanity. Instead, we are gloomy. We're on level 4 TVs. We still see in extreme poverty, and it seems like nothing has changed. Billions of our people have escaped misery and become consumers of products for the world market. Billions of people have managed to slide up from level 1 to levels 2 and 3 without the people on level 4 noticing. There we are.
Kenny,
I'm going to go into listening mode now.
now, I think you're right, but you're very worldly, right? You're very much into the world.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worldly ideas. That's the big vision.
Yeah.
So, what was the exercise there, Kenny?
Well, I think he's talking about luxury and abundance, right? That is
So
such
the
a
exercise was to close your eyes and imagine what your
Imagine that.
life was like 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
And how you
and
felt
you're
about your
right.
life, you know,
I'm entertaining
and
your
how old you were.
I'm entertaining
back
your
then-
experiments.
Back
And,
then, 29% of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. Now it's only 9%.
Yeah,
That was
and,
the
and-
exercise.
yeah, and
We've
so
become more gloomy, though.
have
We're
you
more
seen-
doom scrollers. We think
Have-
things are getting worse.
have you
It's
seen how
actually
much?
getting better.
Have you seen
If
how
you
much?
don't believe me,
Have you?
That's,
I
okay.
believe you. You know.
Go ahead, Mark.
Have you seen how much plastic is being produced and being wasted, being thrown into the sea? So, I mean, we've developed at like you said, there's less poor people, but then again, how do these people treat the world, treat Earth rather? You know.
2 billion people in 20 years is the population growth during that time.
What's that, Freak? Sorry.
I never
There's been
I never
2
said there
billion
wasn't room
people
for
from
improvement.
2006 to
Things can still get better.
2026.
I didn't hear you, Freak. Sorry.
There's been 2 billion people since 2006 to 2026. So, like, when you factor in the growth and you save 9%, I'm a little sketchy on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a cute fun fact. Sorry, Jack.
Go ahead, Guru.
Just on the numbers thing, because I'm listening attentively, guys. It's really interesting. But on the numbers thing, the year I was born, 1980, it was 4.4 billion. And then 44 years later, when I was 44 last year, the numbers turned to 8.8 billion. It increased by 4.4 billion. So in 44 years of being on this planet, our population has increased by 4.4 billion. It was only relating to the numbers to Freak was saying, so it didn't seem like I was ignorant in the background, not listening. But is that interesting at all to anybody?
I always question, how do they even come to these numbers, right? I realize most of the numbers are estimates, and it's based upon some sort of data.
That's a great question. Yeah, I agree.
But even still, the data is an indicator, right? It may not always be accurate, but it can. The data is an indicator for us to consider. And so, based
Inflation
on,
certainly is.
well, there you go.
Right.
Hey, Hank, are nonstick pans a conspiracy to poison you? I don't believe it's a direct conspiracy, but I believe it is ignorance, right? There's been a lot of foolish choices made in the past, like using lead pipes for water supply in the houses, lead paint. You know, there's a lot of mistakes have been made that cost a lot of damage to the people. Sorry, now I took us off. Oh, statistics and the numbers. The way I view data and the statistics is that's what they are. They're estimates, and so I don't hold those as solid. But the 9%, I truly believe that with a combined effort, if people unite together, we could actually increase productivity. We could increase production, and as more people find fulfillment and peace and joy, a purpose of creating or learning, consumption goes down too. So we could create a society where joyfully, willfully, voluntarily, people combine together to reduce consumption and grow production. And if you reduce consumption, grow production, what do you have? You're going to end up with abundance.
Exactly. That word voluntarily there, I thought was very important. I'm glad you put that in there. That really captivated the whole piece you were saying there. Can you see why I'm saying that? Voluntarily was a very powerful word. I'm so glad you put it in there. It made me nod my head a lot harder.
Without
you suggesting work without wages?
Oh no! I mean voluntarily in the way of love.
Oh, I'm asking Jack. I'm asking Jack.
Apologies,
Jack, are you suggesting work without wages?
I believe at some point we could come up with better ways. Rather than a wage and currency system, we could truly provide the basic needs and truly reward those who bring forth the extra effort. And if businesses...
That raises another question. Do you want to replace the current monetary system with a cashless system of some kind?
I believe it's the logical progression for us.
So you believe in a cashless society?
I believe it's possible.
Right. And would the cash be stored digitally instead? Like a digital currency?
The vision I have is that if we focus on the available resources and energy, and then look at what resources and energy are required for what products, we use wisdom, we provide the greatest value for everyone. And then as far as the currency, to me, that's trying to capture an individual's ownership and individual's value. And like I said, especially if we're united together for a common raising the standards of living for everyone, it'll be easy for people to join together and recognize, hey, this dude is doing some stuff. This lady is really amazing. Let's reward.
I have a question for Kenny.
Don't we already have that though? So I can give you an example. Down the road I have the guy who's good at cutting my hair. That's where I go and get my hair cut. Up the road I have the butchers that sells meat. Further down the road I have the shop that sells cheese and eggs. There's the guys that drive the bus. And there's the train drivers. There's the pilots. There's the people that sell the clothes. You know, everybody's doing different things. There's the people that build houses. You've got the electricians. You've got the joiners, the carpenters. You've got the podcasters and the entertainers like you and I. And you got the musicians, the people who pull the drinks in the pubs. You got the painters. Don't we already have this world, Jack?
Can I ask Kenny, I'm not taking away from you. I just want to, I think I know what you're asking, but I'm just going to ask you clarity on this. Are you asking, Jack, if we remove money, which seems to be our current form of tallying work ethic and work quality, quantity, however you want to work it, but it's a way of tallying human sweat, labor. Are you asking, Jack, what would replace that tally and how would we do things fairly? Because that seems to be what I'm getting from this. Like, you want to know, what is Jack's idea to replace it? I'm not saying Jack has one. In fact, I think there's quite a few. But you asking if Jack has one?
Simply, what would replace money? What would replace money?
I think he means like in what would, because money at the moment, hopefully I'm saying this correctly, tallies sweat equity, yeah? To a degree, in most cases, yeah? I know we got corporations, just now, but in general, what would we use to do that? Now, I'm not questioning that. I think that's what Kenny's asking, I think, because I got multiple answers I'm not going to give right now, but if you've got an answer, I'd be interested in you as well. What is the idea of measuring sweat equity, or are you against that? Because that might be an option there.
Well, regardless of the system that comes out of it, I believe it's time to confront the broken systems, okay? I mean, we could solve the problem so many ways, right? The power of the pen created the Federal Reserve entity here in America. The power of the pen can make that damn thing disappear, or even better, transmute it so it's no longer a private investment firm, right, that keeps nations enslaved with this fiat currency debt. What if we take control of the money system? If people had control of the government could control the issuance of money like was originally intended. But
right, yes. I think Jack, are you saying that it's not necessarily money, it's the authority over money is given to the few over the many and is corrupted? Is that roughly where I'm hearing you? I think I'm getting you. It's your problem is the monetary system that we have is held in corruption, maybe that's how you see it, and the authority is given to too limited a people, where the rest of us are kept so far out of it, and the corruption is too obvious now to ignore. Is it roughly along there? Because I'm trying to follow along and learn this, what you're saying, because this money thing is all new to me.
It was said by Henry Ford back in the early 1900s, if the average people understood this monetary system, there would be revolutions and the streets would be flooded by the morning, right? There'd be a revolt over the criminal nature, the criminal enterprise that is this debt fractional reserve debt-based system. Our freedom has been sold to corporations
by the government, right? By all governments in the world. And if the government,
John Harris,
if there's a government in the world that doesn't sell out, it will be replaced, right? How do they call it? Regime change, right? That's how they call it these days. Yeah.
The American specialty.
Do you guys know John Harris by any chance? I'll shut up after that. Do you know it's a guy called John Harris? He talks about something like this. I learned it from him. He was talking about the straw man and the cage and things like that. And I listened to all that when I first broke my ego.
But it's very simple. I mean, you don't have to complicate it, Guru. I mean,
no, I'm just saying John Harris is where I learned it from.
Governments are in place, to keep out the mafia, to have a bigger mafia than the mafia, right? Whether you call it the international banking or mafia, it's the same.
Oh, I agree.
That's why a thing called government was installed, and it's not doing its job. It's sold out to the mafia. It's sold out to usury. It's very simple. You don't have to complicate it.
No, and I'm not complicating the top. I agree with you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Listen, I'm saying that at the top, I can see and I agree with you, it's very simplified. But if it was that simple, Jack wouldn't be having issues and none of us would be having problems, would we? But I'm saying as you level down, the complications come. And that's what I thought we were discussing. I might be incorrect on that, but
let me jump in with this because this is actually a beautiful observation from Ryu. Ryu, honorable battle vomit. Money is based on, I'll say, a value, right? It's based on a value. Compassion is not valued by money. Hence, the system is forever corruptible. Humanitarian principles with effort-based currency, I think, could work somehow. That's kind of the direction my mind is going as well. Having the truth reign supreme rather than a position or a financial wallet. And if the truth reigns supreme with conscious, caring, righteous leaders, compassion is the guide, right? Honesty is the way.
I liked all that, Jack. The forever word I didn't fully agree with, but I think I knew what he was talking about. If nothing changes, it'll be forever. Is that what he meant?
Yeah.
Because I do believe in change. Otherwise, I don't think it'd be purposeful.
Jack, let me get in quickly here. Are you saying that you're not really in favour of completely overthrowing the money system as it is now, but you want it reformed in a way that's more compassionate?
Reformed, I like that.
And could you give me like just a few examples of how that would be enforced and put in place? What would you change? Okay. What would you change and what would you do differently?
See, and this is where there's a lot more people who have looked at the details a lot closer than me. But it seems to me that the direction would be, we've got a fiat currency system now. Fiat, it's pretend. The money has a pretend value. We all pretend that these dollars and these digital accounts mean something. But if it's pretend, then maybe we can do without it. Maybe it's not really as important as we were taught to believe. And so I believe that the progression can be, especially with the development of technology, we can use technology to account for more than just money, right? And work together to eventually overcome a money system. Now, a more closer solution through the private banking system. I mean, money is created out of thin air. I mean, you go in, apply for a loan, and they punch in the numbers, and then poof, there's more money in the economy. Happens at the banks in our communities and at the bigger scale as well. But every time they go like this and they put more money in the economy, number one, the determined to issue new money into the economy is driven by profits, right? Security and profits, securitized opportunities for the bank to make interest and gain property or gain profits. So money is created in our society for nothing more than financial gain. And if we actually had state or oversight, public interest over the issuance of money, money would be issued to pay the paychecks of the people developing infrastructure. Money could be used to develop things like universities, hospitals for free education, free service. That's the stuff I'm talking about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, inflation shouldn't be a
Thanks
thing.
for that, Jack.
Yeah.
What's that? Kenny, what were you saying?
I just said thanks for that, Jack. Somebody else mentioned something about inflation.
I think it was fine.
Yeah. What were you
Can you
saying
hear me,
about
Jack?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, the freaks with you, brother.
Lost audio there for a second.
It sounds better. Your audio has been real soft. I got you all the way up though, so it's coming through.
So what do you think, Jack? This whole digital ID CBDC thing could be, this CBDC construct could be beneficial for humankind, because that's what I hear behind what you're saying. But what I have against that is, if it comes out of this system, which it does, it will be abused. Right? So that's why I think it can.
Yes. This is why I'm suggesting we rewrite all the rules, right? The United States has in its rule structure, as I understand, the authorization for a constitutional committee to form where members of the public and the citizenry can come together to review the documents that everyone's been honoring and trying to protect, right? Because as things change, things get distorted. And what I see happening, guys, the power of language through legalese and overcomplicated systems, we become dependent upon this government and banking system. It's the devil's game to keep us enslaved.
Amen.
Yeah, Jack, like I said before, if you find a good, clean source of sustainable, renewable energy that doesn't pollute the environment, whatever, your energy becomes free, your society becomes free, and the money goes away. And I think the thing that's destroying relationships more than anything now is the pursuit of money. Like, we don't connect with anybody. We don't trust anybody. We don't love anybody because we're too busy with the rat race. And every relationship that we have is disintegrated because of it.
Hey, amen. There's a lot of truth there to fix. Jack, I do have an observation to point out with the previous two questions, if you permit me.
Please. Right.
I'm not saying there's a correction, guys, but I realized something I wanted to address because no one's truly addressed it, but it might shine a light on and a little bit of defense in Jack's area. Is two of the questions, and they were great from Kenny and Foy. They involved, though, this presumption that whatever you wish to be put in place that might come from a place of love will need force to enact it. Now, I get that from previous systems, but could the system not need the force that is struggling people to think that what is going to enforce this, Jack? What's going to make it happen? Could it be that it's a more union thing? Now, I'm leaving it so nuanced there. I'm not making points, guys. I just seen something wasn't addressed, that word enforcement, and it seemed to be involved in both the things Kenny and Foy were saying, not to take away to what the freaks did say, which was, I said, that was a sermon, brother. I don't know if you want to highlight again for Jack to respond to, but that was brilliant as well.
Okay, I'd like to jump in on that one, Gracie Guru. Property rights, for example, need to be protected by force, because if they're not, then you just have a free-for-all like they did back in the old hunter-gatherer societies, where tribes were constantly massacring each other to steal each other's resources. Yeah, property rights need to be protected by law and force. Private property rights.
I have a quick response.
System. Let me get in. You mentioned the freak. You mentioned something about the pursuit of money destroying relationships. It's also the absence of ambition that destroys relationships as well, because women are attracted to men who are driven and want to make their lives better and provide for their offspring. And they want the guy that's going to say, don't worry, follow me, I'm going to lead, I'm going to protect for us and the family, I'm going to build us a house and lovely pastures. And
then he goes to a job for 60 hours a week and the relationship falls apart.
That's you. Someone said. There's some women you just cannot keep happy, mate. No matter how much you earn, you're never going to keep them happy.
Emily, get on here. It's an old middle panel. Of course we were going to laugh at that. Come on, Emily. Jack, can I have a response to what Kenny said? Because there's
exceptions to every rule.
I appreciate Kenny's concern, what he said, about what I said, and you'll experience that in a minute. But yeah, I think if I highlight back to what Jack said on the last show was in a system of superiority which we have, those things are true. But in a system that might be based on authority that Jack might be hinting towards, that might not be true. But I will not argue with this, Kenny. If there was ever to be a transit, but authority and superiority.
So authority is power.
Not from the same direction as superiority. They're power from a different direction. I'll let Jack take over on that, but I will end this in saying,
tell me about this authority without power.
Well, we'll look at that in a minute. I didn't say it's without power. I said there's a different direction of power. Now, I would do want to end this, Kenny. Because
What do you mean by a different direction of power?
Well, I'll let Jack
Because if
answer that.
authority means the power to enforce something.
Okay, I will answer that, but
Yeah.
let me finish this momentarily and land on this and just say yes, that I would agree that there also has to be a transition period if there ever was to be a change between superiority and authority, once Jack explains the difference. And in that period, there has to be a hand-in-hand shakeover where superiority rules have to blend into authority and they have to find a middle ground. That's something I think people like Jack and myself are trying to look towards, because we don't believe in changing overnight, or at least I don't speak for Jack. But Jack, do you want to take over on the difference between superiority and authority being power from different directions there to answer that for Kenny and steal mine out, because you landed it the other day, which is where I got it from.
No, I know the difference between authority and superiority. What I'm talking about is private property rights need to be protected by an authority enforcement body. Because if it isn't, then you get a free-for-all, and tribes, like back in the day, they're just going to invade each other and steal from each other. I mean, you think about all the burglaries that there are in neighborhoods.
Yeah, I agree with you,
smashing through and stealing their fucking television sets.
Kenny,
They were allowed to do that because there wouldn't be any state consequences in a judicial system.
No one's saying that.
I would go through the roof.
Let it
would be chaos.
Kenny, I agree with you. We're just saying that power and this protection can come from two different directions. When it comes from superiority, which Jack mentioned the other night, and it can get corrupted, which it has done. From authority, corruption is less likely to happen because more people have a say in it. And if I'm still manning Jack correctly, Jack, can you take over from that?
Well, from my view of where I'm at, the position, any position that is recognized as a position of authority, they are there because of the power of truth, because of the knowledge that they've either been prepared with in order to perform the job, or by their position, particular information is funneled through them. So technically, this position is supposed to create the space for an individual to become the authority on that knowledge, right? Doesn't mean they have any sort of superiority to anyone else. Doesn't mean they're the boss and they have the power and they've got the control. They have a grasp on the knowledge is what the real intent is for. And actually, guys, when I started looking at that, the actual structure of these positions of authority, really, what is a position of authority? A boss? It's a decision maker. Hello, we are all decision makers. We're all capable of making decisions. We are all capable of becoming authority of ourselves, sovereigns, right? And if we act as sovereigns and we act righteously in accord with what is just and what is true, we need people to abide by control, by property, by whatever. But even this idea of ownership, I think that's something that's been conditioned to us as well, because we're just visiting Earth, right?
If someone works very hard and they want to enjoy the fruits of their labor, they're going to want to be rewarded for that. And the market does reward them for that, thankfully.
Yeah,
but you're going to get jealous people. You're going to get jealous tribes that are going to try and steal from them, like the mafia. Someone was talking about the mafia before. Like other tribes that want to advance, but they're less competent. So what do instead? Steal off people who are more competent and more wealthy. Yeah. So the people who have these competencies and have this wealth and have these properties, that property needs to be protected by lawful legal protections like private property rights, and that needs to be enforced by the state.
Yeah, that's what the owning class wants you to think. That's what they want you to think. That way you might even get hired. You might even get hired to protect someone else's property and enforce someone else's rule.
If if you're disregarding that, what I'm saying, you're not thinking about this logically. I want you to think about some of the roughest neighborhoods in America and the crime rate and the theft and the
Right.
looting in the shops.
Yes.
You imagine that if it was legal to do that, that would go through the roof. It would explode exponentially, the theft, because they
No.
would be allowed to do it. It'd just be a free-for-all. It'd be
No one's
chaos and
suggesting
pandemonium.
But no
You're
one's
shaking your head
suggesting
at that. Are you
No
saying
one
I'm
is-
wrong?
Well, I'm saying that no one is suggesting a free for all from crime. And you bring up like the poor inner city. I mean, I'm kind of
Okay, so I am right. I am right when I say that private property rights need to be protected by law. Then
order needs to be found. We need to find ways to have order amongst ourselves and not be stealing from one another and trying to hurt one another. But let's get into
so
this.
okay, let me address one point at a time. So that order needs to come from an authority figure that has the authority to enforce that order. Because if
No.
you were to go up to someone and you're just a civilian and say to them, "Stop stealing that, it's wrong," they're just going to say "fuck you" and slap you across the face or pull a knife
Right.
out and stab you. But if you're a
Right.
cop that has the authority to apprehend them, take them to the jailhouse for them to appear in court to then get sentenced, there's
Right.
nothing that they can do about it because
I
they've
know.
got the state apparatus arresting them.
Right. But
Right.
Kenny, the other side of that is we've got innocent people being thrown in torture devices, handcuffed and thrown in cars and thrown in cells just because of suspicion or a bad fucking attitude of some state official. I mean, I don't mean to
So,
swear, but I get fired up.
Are you
at the idea of-
suggesting what you're doing here is suggesting to throw the baby out with the bathwater?
Please, actually, let me
You
offer
use an
one
extreme example to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't
Kenny,
do that. It's a
Kenny,
logical fallacy.
Kenny. It's not illogical because there's plenty of evidence that supports both what you're saying and what I'm saying. Okay, but
Okay,
there's
so
another
tell me what
line.
you're advocating for. Are you advocating to do away with the police and judiciary system?
Not on my own, no. But what I am saying
Not on
is
your
there's
own,
a
but
reason-
you want to create an army and a society where law and order is abolished.
No.
And are
where
you an
law-
anarchist? Is what I'm asking,
No.
basically.
Well, somewhat of an anarchist because I believe individually, as we look out for each other, we don't need to rely upon the police or the courts or the governments. We could actually be community members working together. And this example, right? This crime-ridden poverty location in an urban area. We've got some rough neighborhoods. Poverty creates desperation. In desperation, people find hopelessness. And in hopelessness, they will do whatever they want, including robbing from the neighbor, harming someone innocent, doing drugs, hurting themselves. We can help them all. We really can. Guru, you're trying. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Let me get one thing in before I pass it on to Guru, right? So I appreciate what you're saying there, and but here's just a little side issue. You know the USAID thing that Donald Trump abolished? Is it you said where they were sending American tax dollars to overseas left-wing projects and like trans theater in Bolivia, for example, right? Since that was defunded, this is what's happened in South America. Chile, right-wing cast 1. Bolivia, right-wing PAS 1. Peru, Fujimori 1. Ecuador, Noboa 1. Honduras, Asfura 1. Colombia, Espriella, just a couple of days ago, 1. Costa Rica, Fernandez 1.
Yeah, right. It's an indicator.
Populism is taking over Latin America.
Yeah,
because they no longer fall for socialism and communism anymore. They do not believe in it anymore.
Kenny, you're right.
Okay.
The capitalist propaganda has been very effective, and the influence of corporations on the media and these organizations. Dude, people know how to manipulate people. The United States knows how to operate covert operations in other people's nations to affect the elections. It's, guys, we live in a world of spies and lies.
It's
and
also because they've looked. It's also because they've looked at the state of communist countries' economy and seen that they've failed. They looked at Argentina's economy since the right wing guy became president there. What's the Argentina president's name again?
Kenny,
let me check.
Guru, please, you're something, please.
It's a brief moment. I want you guys. I'm really enjoying this back and forth. I got to admit, guys, this is one of the most healthiest back and forths I've ever seen between Jack Talcott and Kenny Given. I'm actually intrigued. I'm only interjecting. I'll just put this one point in. Yeah, I'm just going to put this one point in, and this is, I find myself, and it's up to Greens on YouTube, I'm not trying to correct you, is that authority doesn't need anything to enforce it. It enforces itself. Superiority needs to add a force. Jack, if that helps at all, go with it. I'm going to take a little break. I'm listening on my wife's phone out there. I'm loving this. But Jack, if that helped at all, that's how I look at it. Authority doesn't need us to enforce it. It enforces itself. And we need aided a little bit, but it's supposed to be questionable and always up for debate. However, superiority is awfully dogmatic and it needs enforcement, which also shows where your mind might be at. I might be incorrect there. I'll let you guys do it. I'm really interested in this and I'm going to listen to the background. Thank you, peace, everybody.
Appreciate you.
See you later.
I would love if a gang of fucking drug dealers or gypsies just smashed through that guy's door and stole all his stuff and see how comfortable he is without a fucking police force to enforce it. You know?
Kenny.
Some people are so fucking naive, honestly. They don't know what they're getting themselves into by what they are proposing.
Some people are so filled with blame they can't see the solutions too.
Yeah, I know the solutions.
The solution is
one word: incentive. Incentive.
Okay.
Yeah. Which the flip side of that is disincentive. Incentive is the market rewards sacrifice. You work harder, you'll get paid more.
Not true. That's not true.
The disincentive to the problems and the crime is hard punishment. If you see that you're going to get 10 years in jail for committing a crime, chances are you're not going to do it unless you're like totally screwed in the head, like a lot of people are. But there needs to be both incentive and disincentive.
Seriously,
Kenny,
you cannot.
Incentive is the capitalist system. Disincentive is the judicial system. That's what keeps society going and running smoothly as much as possible. Anyway,
Kenny, who do you
I'm
work
going to go
for?
back into listening mode. It was lovely chatting with you guys. I appreciate everyone's different perspective. And
Yeah, Kenny, I think you're a reasonable dude. You know, I like his opinions. You know, the problem is right now everything is literally like, you know, eaten by the moth, like corrupted to almost to the core. You know, and it's unfortunate. But what Guru Gracie was saying, I think authority cares and superiority doesn't.
That's another beautiful perspective. Yeah. I just see we have in the world, and Kenny was kind of pointing at a lot of good qualities, right? The way that things have progressed in the world, there's a lot of ugliness, a lot of problems, but at the same time, there is a lot of good and amazing things that are growing as well. And if all of us, if you, anyone listening, if you guys are willing, include yourself in the amazing things that are growing, that's a part of our reality. Because life really is pretty amazing. It's a mysterious journey that we don't know the answers to. You know, we do our best. All of us do as we go through life. But what Kenny was talking about, incentive and disincentive, that is one way of looking at it. The way I've seen it is rewards and punishment. It's the same thing, but we've got this society that uses rewards and punishment to condition people into obedience. And To me, there's better ways. If we teach people to truly investigate, ask questions, think for themselves, you teach people to critically think and to learn for themselves, we will not have these systems of exploitation and oppression. We won't put up with shit. We'll be stepping in and saying, hey, nope, nope, nope. I know better. Enough is enough. You're not going to take advantage of this person. You're not going to do that to that person. I think that's what community is really all about, to be honest. I said a lot.
Jack, you're absolutely right. Life is a mystery, Jack. Life is just a big game. Jack, we don't know. I mean, Jack, why do I get so sexually aroused by Emily? I don't know why. I mean, these are mysteries in life that are just baffling to the mind, Jack. I mean, we don't know why. I mean, you know.
Things are only baffling until the answer is discovered. And then through the light of awareness with the answer, there's no more mystery. It's just a matter then of, do you want to continue?
Weaponized biology.
Hey, the message of Christ, of Jesus, it really is about that inner battle. It's one thing to stop yourself from cheating or straying or lusting or whatever. And it's another thing to stop yourself from even thinking about it. That's been the key for me, is to stop thinking about the things that I don't want to do and start focusing on the things that I do want to do. Although that might be a bad way to say it, considering the example that Imperius was just offering.
See, that's a bad thing for me, Jack, because if I focused on the thing, Jack, if I focus on the things I want to do, Jack, it would be bad news bears, Jack. You know what I mean? So we gotta focus for Imperius on not to do things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, the freak over here, he knows what I'm talking about. Him and I go way back, you know?
It's just a different direction for you. The path, what you do want, you want to be free of the past, free of the lust.
I want Mariah and Emily in a threesome is what I want, Jack.
Maybe you want free from that idea.
I can't, Jack. I mean, Jack, you are right. It is kind of a slavery in my mind because I'm so obsessed with the concept that it's like 24/7 in my mind all the time. Jack, I mean, could you imagine just all the time seeing two women in your mind just scissoring and all that? I mean, Jack, it's crazy.
Definitely insane.
I believe that Earth might be this, a temporary visit for the insane, the creative and insane. Actually, I thought about this earlier. What if life is this experience of life? It's created for the immortal soul, right? For the parts of us that are immortal. We come here to find what it's like to die, to lose, to be lost, to be taken from, right? Because that doesn't happen in the heavenly realm.
Jack, in this chat, on this panel, I don't feel that way, Jack. This is a safe space. Jack does not take. You know what I mean? That's what I love about you, Jack.
I appreciate you. My hope is, well, I've got a lot of hopes and I've got a lot of prayers. But I do know that what I hope to do when I say go live and I drop the link and I invite people to join, I do hope to share a space where people can feel good, right? Feel a little better when you tune in, and maybe a little encouragement. Some people find the value, hey, at least I'm not Jack, you know, and then they feel better about themselves. And I'm all right with that too.
Jack, if they could only be so lucky, you know what I mean? Like, they don't understand.
Like Diogenes the dog. If I was not Jack Talcott, I would want to be Jack Talcott.
If you weren't Jack Talcott, you'd be the Mahatma Gandhi Buddha. Like, you'd be all those put together, Jack.
Definitely. So super Buddhist, perhaps.
There's those who are far greater than me, but I have been I've had the opportunity to come across some stories and wisdom, some incredible people that the world has created.
Well,
And
Jack,
then
what are your flaws? What do you think your flaws are compared to other people that are elite?
Jack has no
thinkers?
flaws that I've seen.
All right,
no,
that was weird.
Well, it's true,
Uh,
sir.
it's an interesting question. I mean, I've got all sorts of flaws, but it
I
depends
can
on the
recognize my
perspective.
flaws. Like from drinking, my motor skills are pretty screwed up compared to before I was drinking. What about you?
If you're talking about a flaw in that he's so good looking, he takes everyone's women, that's not like his fault. All right.
No, actually, my biggest flaw has been my patterns of self-sabotage. And my patterns of self-sabotage took me through at least a decade of severe alcoholism. I mean, it was a lifelong pattern, but
What about your manipulation?
Why don't you watch your serpent tongue?
well, if I manipulate, what I'm doing is using the truth in order to perhaps manipulate, possibly adjust a way of thinking. That's all it is. And my intention of any manipulation is to manipulate into a better perspective, one that's more open and hopeful. My intentions have been pure and good for a long time. I know that.
If
Things just
being an
didn't work out.
example is manipulation, Jack, I mean I mean you're just being an example. You're not trying to manipulate, Jack. You're saying, look at me, I'm the example. Follow Jack.
Well, by trying to change a mind, I mean, the case could be made that that is a method of manipulation, but I don't really view it that way.
I don't either, Jack.
The
You're not
manipulation
trying
word has like a
to
nefarious
emotionally.
undertone to it, Jack. It has a
You're
nefarious
not trying to
content.
emotionally, persuade someone. You're pretty like just straightforward truth. Manipulation is an emotional, argument.
Exactly, through Talcott truth. I mean, Jack, at this Jack will, the more you let Jack into your mind and the more you let him into your heart, the more truth you will get from Jack.
The freak, you're being manipulative right now, man.
How's that?
So, Jack,
Why don't you watch your
when
mouth? Jack,
when
this guy's
MAGA
being a
and Donald
snake-tongued
Trump and the
salesman.
Republicans, when MAGA and Donald Trump and the Republicans use the powers of persuasion to sell their ideas and get their base together to vote in Donald Trump, they're being evil and sinister. But when you're doing
What
it, you're
manipulations
doing it
did
through
he use for the
compassion
Epstein
and truth,
file?
and because it's for everyone's good, and you know what's good for us all, right, Jack?
I know that truth is good for everyone and love is good for everyone.
Yeah, and
So,
Donald Trump loves us all.
no, he loves himself. He loves the money. He loves the
Come on,
power.
he loves us all. He loves America. He loves the world. He just wants people to stop killing each other. You know, I was going to ask you if I could share an educational video. It's only 10 minutes long.
Actually, I was
Yeah,
ready
can I
to
Just to
start.
inform the
address
debate.
Jack? Can I
I
address
think
my
it would
love?
be great to see people's feedback.
Hold on, brother. Let me. I gotta address my love in the chat. Jack. Can I just address my girl real quick? Emily, my love. There has been many panels to where men have come up here that said that they want to clap my cheeks unwillingly. Paro is one of those. So, ma'am, I am just. Look, just because I need you, Emily. I can't help it. All right. Don't get upset like this isn't a normal occurrence on the internet. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Actually,
Pero or Hurricane Paro?
Paro, I think.
Okay.
Which one was it, Imperious?
Yeah,
to be
Jack,
sure.
he said that if he sees me, my cheeks are going to get clapped on sight, Jack. It caused me nightmares.
Wait, was Paro? Hurricane Paro?
That was Paro. No, he said it for years, Jack. He says, Imperious, if I ever see you in person or catch you, your cheeks are going to get clapped on sight. He even said, I stand behind it 200%.
Yep. It sounds like something he would say. And
would you be fearful of that, Jack? I'd be a little. I'm scared. I mean, that's a
Maybe
scary
that's why you're
concept.
thinking about the girls all the time.
Well, yeah, because I got to keep thinking of women because I got a guy chasing me down.
Actually, hey guys, I'm thinking it may be time to start wrapping up. But what's going on? Oh, I've got
Jack,
that.
I'm trying to share this 10-minute educational video with you.
Oh,
Here we go. I'm going to press play.
No, I'm not going to do it, Kenny. I love you, brother.
We're not
I
playing
love
right-wing
you.
propaganda on this show, Kenny.
I'm not going to do a 10-minute video of Ben Shapiro.
So you don't like
Hey,
facts and the truth. You just pretend to, right?
Is that
Didn't
your
Ben Shapiro
conclusion?
call Donald Trump a Cheeto king
That's what
and
I'm
stuff?
saying.
Isn't that a fact?
You said you came on, right, with your live show, and you said,
Ooh.
I love the truth.
Didn't Shapiro
Yeah.
said
We
his
need
allegiance
to
to
learn,
Israel before
we
the
need to
U.S.?
discover things and
Isn't
find
that
out
what he
what the
said, Jack? I
facts
think
are.
that's what he said.
I'm curious.
I offer to share an educational video narrated by a highly intelligent man who knows the facts and the truths about why certain things are happening and why it's in our best interest, but you've rejected it. That doesn't give me much confidence that you're a man who loves truth and knowledge at all.
Jack, I don't want to hear
Kenny.
10 minutes from a Heeb. All right?
Kenny, let me ask this. Would you please share the link in the back? I would be happy to examine it. I just don't want to do it here. That's for sure.
I just wanted to inform the panel, though, so it could evoke further discussion, so that the ideas in the video could be challenged to see if they can stand up to scrutiny, to see how solid these arguments are. If you just look at it by yourself, you're just going to, watch about it.
His arguments are
I think
void
we've
because
seen
he
the
said
Ben
he
Shapiro
sides.
spiel.
Hold on, he said his allegiance is to Israel before the U.S. Everything he says beside that is null and void. I don't care.
Right. I mean, I'll listen to see if there's a perspective I haven't caught yet, but I would love to have a talk with Ben Shapiro. He's got a sharp mind, no doubt about that, but the dude is nuts. He is not right in his head.
Yeah,
I wonder what
you
JG
gotta
thinks about
realize,
him.
he's part of like a political influence, peddling scheme. Like he has to, he toes the line of what he's told to say.
If you're making these harsh judgments, but on the other hand, you're saying that you want to unite people with compassion, then you're saying that people are mentally sick just because they believe in a certain thing. I don't think you're a uniter, Jack. I don't think you're a unifier.
Yeah, but he's not a
That's the
uniter. He
argument
said
the left
blow up
makes, though.
all the Gazans. He's not a uniter.
Right. And here's my reason.
Over 50% of the people killed in Gaza were Hamas terrorists.
Well,
that's a pretty darn good ratio,
Are you
I would
sure
say.
about that? So if you're saying out of 1 million people, 500,000 people were terrorists there. That's hard to believe because there aren't 500,000 terrorists in Iran itself, let alone like that. That's ridiculous.
1 million people weren't killed in Gaza.
Yes, they have been. Why don't you check the numbers?
There's been far too many people who have been killed in Gaza. Okay.
Why is that, Jack? What happened?
It's prophesied.
Well, no, what has happened is delusional thinking, right? The supporting of
From who?
Well, from the state of Israel and from the leadership
of
America.
Is delusional thinking of Israel to retaliate against its own people being massacred in a terrorist atrocity?
Retaliation?
Well, hold on.
Proportional retaliation.
It's
how about
the fake
this?
prophecy. They're fake prophecies to get the Palestinians.
Zechariah 12.
About proportional retaliation.
It's still similar, in my opinion, my views. It's still repeating the same old history. This is human sacrifice being committed in the name of bloodlust. Ideas of bloodlust have it's been infecting many different cultures, religions, all sorts of nonsense. Kenny,
but Israel as a sovereign state has the right to defend itself against terrorist proxies that seek
but as Catholics, we have something called just war theory. Hold on. There's something called just war theory. as a Catholic, and that wasn't a state that attacked these people, and you
Imperial
wiped out
war.
like an entire region of people. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Jack. I'm sorry.
Here, this is from our friend Emily. Personhood over dogma. Thank you for the
Oh, my
contribution.
love. Oh.
So, JG and Imperius, butt naked, oiled up, being filmed by Kenny. Your vulgarity doesn't embarrass me out of the space. Feel free to show yourself.
Jack, she's thinking about me naked, Jack. It's a step forward. Do you see it? She's thinking about me naked, Jack. She is. It's a step forward.
Dogma, you're
Great leap forward.
Dogma,
Personal
you're a
personhood over
indoctrinated
dogma. I'm just
Jew.
tired of this shit and I won't tolerate it. Ooh, that sounds very dogmatic, doesn't it? See, all these self-help wishy-washy types, they're all frauds once you start to
Kenny,
scratch beneath the
Kenny,
surface. Let me
Kenny.
say one last thing, Jack. You said that you were going to tolerate people who have different opinions from yourself. You said that you didn't want the show becoming an echo chamber, that you wanted to try and unite people and understand different perspectives. Right? So why won't
Yeah,
you
but
hear
10
out
minutes,
what
Ben
Ben
Shapiro,
has to
like,
say? I'll tell you what
like
he's
a
talking about.
marriage.
The subject he's talking about is the resignation of Keir Starmer and the election of the new president in Bolivia, and why it's happened. I think we need to understand what you call the elites and why the people, the Democratic electorate, are electing or firing these elites. You need to get
Because the
into
people
the
are
minds of the
retarded.
masses and understand what people want. It's called market research. And you're a
Kenny.
man that wants
No,
to
it's
tap
called
into
we need Jack to tell
the
people what
currency
they
of
want.
ideas, Jack.
I don't think
Actually,
Jack is an elitist.
I'm not. And Kenny, I will be fair where it's fair. I mean, to some degree, I suppose it's fair for you to call me out on that. I want to be the unifier and I am promoting unity, and yet I was very quick to dismiss a source of information you brought. Please don't read too much into this moment of being closed-minded. Okay.
Sure, okay.
Plus,
Maybe,
that's an argument the left makes a lot. They
maybe we
conflate,
can
like,
do it another
oh,
time. I'm
you know,
sorry
if you
feel like I've been putting
for this or that,
too much
next thing you
pressure
know,
on you.
you're a Nazi or something. Like, we don't need to do that.
Well, like I said, if you will, please, if you share the link, I will look. I mean, Ben Shapiro, he's
Ben
got
Shapiro
his way.
licks taint.
He's not. He is who he is, right?
I get that.
The thing is, though, Kenny, my path of unifying, I believe, as long as I can stay with the truth that I know. Okay, it doesn't mean I won't consider what others have, but if I stay with the truth, it's in the truth we can unite. Okay, and so
Jack, I never said you had to agree to Ben Shapiro, but you cannot criticize people without hearing them out.
I
Because then you
understand
don't
that.
know what they're saying.
I agree, and that's why I said
I've heard of Ben Shapiro. He sounds like he eats chode.
So,
Or
would you like to
nagging
hear Ben
wife.
Shapiro's side of the story then?
not
On
at
the
this
issue of the
moment.
Keir Not this moment. Another time, perhaps?
Maybe,
Okay.
please. I am feeling it's time to start wrapping up. I did an extra long.
I'll tell you what, Jack.
Keep
If you do let me play this video, I'll give you a £5 donation.
Fuck your £5. That's nothing for Jack.
No.
I appreciate the offer.
I'll even pay. I'll incentivize you to play it. There
Put
you are.
3
See, we're going back
zeros
to
on the end, and
the
then we'll listen.
monetization of the Jack Talcott show.
Oh, you can't get Jack on that.
This
He's
guy's
just going to
been
turn around and see as your dedication and
Jack's
return
not
the love.
confined by money. He
All right,
doesn't
Jack.
do things for money. He's a prophet. He doesn't do things for money, sir. He's not a whore. I mean, he's
Just
not. He's
Everyone
not like
in the
Mariah.
audience and
He doesn't
everyone
do
on panel
things
is
for
going to
money.
find every
Now
little
listen to
thing
me,
about
son.
that video right
Certainly
now
shows a
and
hell of a
nitpick it
lot
to
of
death.
gratitude when those super chats come in. You know, he's very thankful for them. So I just
No,
thought he
I-
would maybe be thankful for my donation.
I can
I'm-
help Jack here if he wants.
Please. Please.
I think, and it's going to be my excuse to you, Kenny, and it is an excuse. It's the closest thing to reason, then, and that is simply this: sometimes egos prove the only way they can show love is by sharing their money donations. So, who is Jack to stop you from showing your love the way you prefer?
Well, yeah, but he wanted to do it in exchange for Jack performing something for him. That's not what we're doing here. Jack's not.
Listen, it's the one that offered the money that's the one under the spell,
no.
not the
But
one
that's
that
the thing. He
accepted.
offered the money as a gift. There should be no need for reciprocity. He offered it as a gift.
Exactly, that's my point. But because it was brought up as a monetization, like, you know, Jack worships money, he didn't. He worshipped the gift, not the money. Is that true?
That's what I'm saying. But the guy wanted something in exchange.
Jack.
He wanted Jack to dance for him, and that's not what we're doing here. Jack danced for.
I need to stop now because it's getting too much. It was only meant to be a ploy.
Yeah, Jack does not dance for money. I was only trying to
state that when they were trying to turn you against your main message about money, I was trying to show a quick turnaround to say it's the gift a man accepts, it's the money.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It wasn't a gift. He was trying to make Jack oblige him.
And not Kenny did turn around and make a gift because he said something, I can't remember what it was, and it did turn into a gift a second time around. He corrected
Pay to play.
He kind of self-corrected. He said something about, I incentivize you, not control you.
You say, Guru, listen, I don't need you to overanalyze it. It's between me and Jack. It's between me and Jack. Jack, if you play this 10-minute educational video, I'll give you a £5 donation, please. There's an incentive for you.
That's not a gift, Jack. That's a contractual obligation.
Please. The word please surely it meant gift, surely. To me, it meant gift.
Jack, sign your soul away.
I have a share screen, by the way, that I want to go look at too. It'll be real brief, Jack. So
yeah, why don't we put on some gay porn while we're at it? I mean, what are we doing here, Jack?
Okay, so in Ezekiel 48, it says in the last verse, let me get to the screen. It is around 18,000 measures, and the name of that city from that day shall be the Lord is there. Okay, so like this is talking about, you can unshare it now. It's talking about, like, you know, when Messiah, Jesus, like reigning on the earth in Jerusalem, you know, on earth, and, you know, it's all lovey-dovey, peace and joy, you know, happy, joy, right? The thing is, I say that I can't see your vision of that happening until that happens, but we don't know the order of when that happens. I see it as the end, but it could very well be somewhere else on the timeline. The only thing that I actually, you know, because a lot of this is speculation, you know, in terms of prophecy and stuff. So I'm going to try and be more open-minded towards it, Jack. And the only thing I do hang my hat on is when we see the third temple go up. Other than that, everything to me is pretty much speculation. So that's all I had to say there.
Wow.
Thank you, Defreet. I ask, keep an open mind, and it sounds like you are, because these predictions and prophecies, that's what they are. They're predictions. But the one plan, the real plan, is kind of maybe outside of our knowing, and something I've noticed in my own life and in the Bible. People will look for answers different than what is shown. Right? When Jesus walked, they were looking for a different type of Messiah, a different type of...
Walk the narrow path, Jack. Walk the narrow path.
That's for all of us. Now, I don't want to ignore Kenny. I do appreciate the offer to incentivize what I could easily do for free, right? Thank you for offering that.
I just want it to be worth your time. And time is money. You know that, Jack, right? Time is money.
Look, Jack has bank. Make it $5,000. Make it $5,000, and Jack will think about it. All right.
Prophecy is not a prediction, Jack.
Hey, from Andy, thank you again for your continuing support. And folks, hit that thumbs up, or it is possible maybe JG might put a Jewish curse on your livestock. We never know what he's capable of.
I practice Judaism. I'm a piece of shit.
No, you practice JGism, and I don't think
you bend the knee to the Jews. I get put in a jail cell, and I go after the people that protect the Jews.
No, there's there's no knee bending. There's
Oh, Jackie,
path
Jack.
forward.
My heart.
Hey, I do feel
I
like
am against Abrahamic religion. You
I know.
enable mind control
L'chaim, Jack,
indoctrination.
l'chaim.
I know. Thank you, JG. Any final words from you, brother? I appreciate you.
Give me 2 minutes. Hold on. Let me tie my shoes.
Okay.
Hey, JG, have you ever talked to Ben Thorpe?
I love you, JG.
All right. Shoes are tied. What's up, Jack?
Have you
Hey, Jack,
talked?
do you want me to give my outro real quick here? Why don't I leave you guys here with a little message from my heart? First of all, Jack, you're talking about for sure things. You were talking about, what is for sure. Well, Jack, what I want to tell you is I just bought a gallon of lotion today, Jack, and for sure I'm gonna go to town tonight thinking about Emily.
Oh,
And then secondly, Jack, like for sure, what we're gonna do here, Jack, is we're gonna lead these people. We're gonna drag these sons of bitches into the light, Jack. We're gonna bring these people into the future, Jack. We're gonna enlighten them to the truth and the love of the Talcott community. In Talcottia, we're positive individuals. We don't deal with bullshit here. We don't deal with skeevy Shylocks with their noses. And Jack, look, all I'm saying is I love you. It's incredible how much I love you in this show. I hate the chat, but I love you, Jack. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Much love, Imperious.
Later, Imperious.
Holy
Imperious.
fuck, man.
What about the Thorpe guy? What's his
Oh
name?
yeah.
Oh, he doesn't like Israel either, so you two might get along pretty good.
I say, Jack, you diagnosed Imperious perfectly when he first came on. The wordsmith, that was.
He is.
I love Imperious, man.
He's a indirect punk coward.
Aye, but
On the
like,
internet.
Imperious. If Jack is agrees with us, he does have his fun side, but Jack knows more of them I do. I'm just laughing at it. But when you can engage him on a truthful, loving level, his voice changes and he actually has some wonderful things to say. And me and Jack had a lovely conversation earlier, and that's Jack, one of the best conversations I've seen you have with Imperious as well as Kenny today. I'm loving the show today. I really am. I'm so glad I'm here.
It's a combined effort. I mean,
In fact, should I wrap up there, Jack, as I stole the limelight anyway, and say thank you, everybody. I may as well make my PC go. Appreciate you, Jack. Appreciate everybody, including you, Kenny, because I know that for everybody here, it must be harder for you to speak to me with decency, considering
Have a good evening, Grizzy. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Jack.
See you later.
Everybody.
peace. Thank you, sir. How about JG? Thoughts from you, brother?
Yeah, Kenny, look up Christopher John Bjerknes. Look him up. He's an expert in religion. Not a
Christopher
poser,
who?
not a pro. Talking to Kenny.
Could you say the name
Can't hear
again?
you.
Yeah.
Christopher John Bjerknes. The guy's calling out Abrahamic religion. He's an expert in it. He's not a poser. He will educate you. He will not train you.
Oops, wrong one. That's what I want. Okay. Thank you, JG.
Do better, Talcott.
It's
Keep
my plan.
enabling mind control. Keep enabling Judaism, man.
All right. God bless you. Thank you for swinging through. Either way,
I'll go. I don't know if you know the guy Midnight Sparkle. He's kind of a panel walker, he's in a different sector of the panelverse, like, more of the like Christian atheist side, but he passed away recently, and I don't know if you knew him or not. So I just wanted to mention that, and I just want to say rest in peace, buddy. It was kind of a surprise, but he was a great guy, and I think that's it. Kenny, I think you are a superstar, in your own right, and I really enjoy all your commentary and every time you're on panel. So appreciate that, and
Thank you,
that's all I got.
Tafreeq. Thank you.
hey, Tafreeq, thank you for what you bring and for swinging through as well. I truly appreciate you, brother. Have a great night. And Kenny, I'm interested in seeing what you're offering. I'm willing to continue, examining each of our positions so that we can understand each other. But I'll reinforce what DeFreak said. You are a star in your own right. You see it. I know you see it. You shine.
Thank
And
you,
I
Jack.
appreciate you
You are
joining
as
through.
well. You are as well. I'd just like to read out one bit about why capitalism has historically outperformed communism in economic development and living standards. The power of incentives and innovation. In a capitalist system, individuals and private businesses own the means of production. Because people can directly profit from their hard work, ideas, and investments, they are highly motivated to innovate and improve. If you invent a better product, build a more efficient service, or work harder, you can increase your income and wealth. This drive to compete creates a constant push for better technology, medicine, and consumer goods. Under a strict communist or state controlled system, wealth is redistributed and the state owns the factories, land, and resources. Without the potential for personal profit or career advancement based on performance, the incentive to work harder or take risky entrepreneurial leaps drops significantly. Other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for having me, Jack, and for live streaming. And thanks to everyone else who took part. But I'm happy to stay here and listen to your counter argument to what I just said.
Yeah, the incentivization. There's no doubt. People are moved by the idea of incentives and rewards, but I think the idea of having incentives and rewards in exchange for value, that's been used against the ignorant, right? And so a lot of people aren't going to work to create or innovate or do something of value. They show up to do what they're told because they know if they do what they're told, they're going to earn a paycheck. And as long as they get that paycheck, that's really the only reason they're there.
Come on, Jack, that sounds a little bit disingenuous. There are people out there who
How I
genuinely love
was.
their job and are really good and skilled at their job.
Yes, there are. But there's also, I fell into this trap. So I'm speaking from my own personal experience too. I got so attached to the comfort zone, having a regular job, a regular routine. I started not appreciating it, right? I showed up to earn my paycheck, to do what I had. That's kind of true and it's kind of not. I mean, I was dedicated to my job, but the whole idea of showing up and doing what you're told just to earn an hourly wage, a human life, how do you put a dollar sign on how much the days and hours and years of a human life? I mean, it's got to be worth more than just a little paycheck.
It is. Of course it is. It's worth more than that. You know, that these are superficial things, but in the system, money still matters and money is security. Without it, we're going homeless. We're resorting
Well,
to crime. We are
that,
suffering from mental health problems. Like in
yes,
this book, things were a lot harder when a higher percentage of the world's population lived in extreme poverty. It's this corporate money system that helped them out of extreme poverty, Jack. Yeah. And in communist societies, everybody becomes corrupted and living standards drop. You know, no in every single way, in every single sense, but capitalist countries are a lot more prosperous, they're freer.
in some ways,
Like,
and
for
in others,
example,
they're not.
when the Berlin Wall fell,
Hmm.
when the Berlin Wall fell, people fled from the Soviet Union into the more democratic countries. They never fled the other
Hmm.
way.
Right.
Just the most recent historical example of people wanting a more free economy.
Right. They want more
They want
freedom.
to be rewarded. The market rewards sacrifice.
Well, people want freedom, but really the freedom that's given to people is you have the freedom to work or you have the freedom to starve. That's pretty much the way children are raised, right? We go to school to get educated enough to go find a job, go. I just see so much opportunity for the future, Kenny. If people unite together and we face the systems for what they are.
I feel this. These words that you keep repeating, unite together, is a code word for a code term for something else, Jack. And you haven't expanded on that. What that is exactly? Unite together. Is this your little band to march up to Congress and you and all your donation money? You know,
Yeah,
and your
right.
pinstripe suit.
Well, the way I see it, the future of mankind uniting with the truth. And when we unite with the truth, we're not going to have as many disagreements. And when we have less disagreements, love will be natural. And it all goes together. We're here to love one another and to love the life that we're living and to help one another love the life that we're living. But budgets keep every household separated. That's what I think.
You know what the best unifying moment I've seen of the working class rising up against the elite and coming together and uniting. The best example I've seen of that is the MAGA movement electing Donald Trump.
Okay, Kenny, I love you. You did show up wearing
Drain
the
the
Mac
swamp.
hat today. What's that?
Drain the swamp.
That's what
Drain
I want
the
to
swamp.
help him do. Kenny, this is what I want to help Donald Trump do. He says he wants peace
And
on
Jack,
earth.
work with him, not against him. He needs
That's
your
what I
help. He
wanna
needs
do.
guys like you.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yes, we're on the same
Thank you,
page.
MAGA brother. Good night. See you soon.
Kenny, have a beautiful night. Holy cows, MAGA brother. Well, in some ways, many ways, brothers and sisters, it is my dream. I do want to provide some support for that man, Donald Trump, and let him remember peace, that thing he says he wants. It's there for him. It's there for all of us. It's there for you if you can believe it. If you unite you unite you, right? Your qualities and your flaws. You accept you and you unite you and you really examine you, your patterns, your behavior, your belief systems, and you examine yourself. Where am I cruel? Where am I doing something dumb? Where am I not seeing a better path? Where am I holding myself back? If you examine yourself and you unite you with the truth of you, you confront your own cruelty, your own ignorance. And when you can overcome your own cruelty, you start expanding your mind and you're less prideful, less arrogant, more curious, more open, you're less ignorant. You overcome your cruelty, your ignorance. You start filling you with love and hope and goodness and kindness and comfort and patience. You can unite with others too, right? Because when you're filled with love and patience and kindness, and you've kind of pushed away, you got rid of that cruel tendency of yourself, this selfish part of you, you unite with others and you walk with love. If each of us do this in our own paths, helping one another, do you know that you're being cruel? Do you know that you're being kind of foolish? You know that you're hurting yourself? You know that you're hurting someone? I mean, not everyone likes to be challenged. Not everyone likes to be asked. But if we want a better world, you got to speak up. And to speak up with confidence, you got to do the work on you. And I've been doing the work on me, and I still got some confidence to grow. But brothers and sisters, the love I've received, the love I share from, I find and I receive from all of you, those who tune in and support me. Thank you. Thank you truly. I'm going to wrap it up here. Sincerely to all who joined, became a part of it, whether you're live or later, sincerely, my appreciation is true. And stay tuned. Do the subscribe thing. Tell others. Invite others. We're going to do some radical happenings in the future. Things are going to happen, I'm sure. One way or another, everything is happening every day, so anything can happen. Why not? Praise God. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, walk with faith, and live without fear, of course. Thank you again. God bless.